Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Elizabeth and I am going to be your tour guide into apparently a lot of glitter, which is everywhere. I swear I just cleaned and there's still glitter in here. There's still glitter inside of this mold, but that's okay. So, I don't know about you guys, but I have found, especially recently, that I've been so busy that I somehow ended up with a lot of molds that didn't file away properly. So normally I file my molds away. I get them, I catalog them on an Excel spreadsheet because I'm kind of a nerd, and then I put them into a banker's box. And so I typically do that when I get them, but I apparently was very busy for the past couple of months and I had an entire backlog of molds. Well, here's the thing. I don't know what's what. That's not true. Some of the things, of course, you know what it is. Like this pot right here. We've never made it, but I know that it's a pot, right? That also has glitter in it. So I know that that's a pot, and I know this is a pot, but I have no idea what it looks like. Same thing with this. I have all these little things that I've never made. I have no idea what they look like once they're made. So I thought, as part of my vow to myself this year to be more cognizant of what I have, right? That I would go through and I would use all of the molds that I have, make sure I know what they are. And then if I'm not going to use them or anything like that, then I need to get rid of them, purge them, move on. And that way I don't have literally 7 banker's boxes full of molds that I'm not going to use. So I thought what I would do is I would find all of my mystery molds that I might sort of kind of know what they are, but you know, I've never done them, so I'm not exactly sure, and see what we can do. So for this week, our mystery mold is, I don't know if this goes with this. This is some sort of a pot, no clue. And this was in the same box, but it could also be a lid to something else. So I've decided I'm gonna make all the molds that I have. So I have mixed up, and I don't even know how much resin any of this stuff takes. So I mixed up 7 ounces. I think that'll be more than enough for this. Once again, I don't really know if this will go with this or not, but eventually we'll find what it does go with. So I mixed up 7 ounces of the, what did I mix up? The Jade Diction High Gloss, which is my favorite go-to resin. And then I added in some blue mica powder. Actually, it's called C. And then a little bit of this. It's just a really fine, it's kind of like a crushed crystal, but it's a little bit finer. So it's really pretty, actually. So we'll see what that looks like. And once again, I really have no idea what this pot is and if it's even going to look good in blue. But that's okay, because if it doesn't, we'll at least know what the mold is. I can catalog it, put it in my boxes, and then I will know for the future. Okay, so because it is chilly here, and guys, I have to tell you, I will tell you, actually, as like maybe next week, I don't know, at some point in the near future, I will show you what I have done in my studio to make it warmer, which is kind of funny because it's so cold here, and my studio is about 400 square feet. And at 400 square feet, a little tiny space heater really doesn't make a huge difference. And so even the larger space heaters, you really would have to have like those big, huge ones that are like propane, that are probably going to cause carbon monoxide poisoning. So I set up it's kind of ridiculous, but you know, like those awnings that they have, that you would use like outside at a sporting event or something like that. I set up one of those in my studio, and it has like the panels on the side. And so while it's certainly not airtight, it does hold the heat in decently. So like in the studio itself, it's like 42 degrees right now. In here, it's like 60. So, I mean, 20 degrees makes a big difference. Even though it's not ideal for resin to be at 60 degrees, there's not a whole lot more I can do about that, but that's okay. So 60 is better than 40. So let's do this. Let's pour this. So it's just a super basic pour, nothing exciting. And I really hope that 7 ounces is enough, right? Because I didn't measure it, so it might be sadly not enough. Oh, it looks like it's going to be great. Actually, it's going to be really, really close. All right, that's 7 ounces, and then that leaves us with an ounce. So this basically takes 6 ounces, and I don't know what I have that only takes an ounce that's clean. Hold on, I have this little mold. I have no idea. I think it's supposed to be, I don't know. I don't know what it is, actually. It came in like one of those mystery boxes. So maybe if you guys know what it is, you can put it in the comments. I thought it was a shaker at first, but I don't think it is. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. I have no idea what it is. Other than filled with glitter. Like everything else in the world. It's filled with glitter. Yeah, so I thought it was a shaker, right? But now I'm not so sure what it is. But you know what? We'll pour it. And when I'm done, I'll Google it. I'll do some searches and see what we can find. Because I think that this little lid is going to take more than an ounce. So we'll do this another day. We'll do this in our next mystery pour. Okay, so I'm just going to pick this up and set this out of the way. And then I feel weird pouring this because if I pour it all the way to the top, maybe this little part, I don't. All right, you know what? I'm just going to stop trying to guess what this is and just pour it. And then we'll see what happens. Because I frankly have no idea. Oops, it's probably a little bit much, isn't it? Okay. So, I mean, whatever it is, it's a pretty color. So there's that. I love this blue. You know what? I can pour this into. Hold that thought. I have, a spare mold that I was using the other day for something else. And I'll just pour it into here. And these colors are actually pretty close, so maybe they'll match. See if I can scrape out a tiny bit just to fill that up. It's so close. Ah, it's right there. Come on. Ah, it's so darn close. I don't want to steal from the pot. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. You know what? That's okay. We'll just, the next time I pour a little bit of extra clear, I'll just top it up. No big deal. No big deal. Because it's so close, but it's just not quite there. All right, so our mystery mold, our first mystery mold pour is done. So I'll leave it, and then probably tomorrow I'll come back to you guys. We'll demold them, and then we can catalog, and then move on to our next project. So I will see you then. Thanks, everybody. Good morning. It's bright and early and cold. So cold. But I wanted to unmold these really quickly. So this one I'm not going to unmold just yet because it's not completely flat. It's still just, it needs maybe half an ounce. So I'm just going to wait on this one until we can fill it up. And I have some extra clear. So move that out of the way. Let's start with this one and see if we can figure out what this is once we're done. I was so excited. I was going to do this. I wanted to do it last night at like midnight. I was like trying to have some self-control. And so I said, no, we'll wait until the morning. And then that way everything will be good and cured and we won't have to worry about it. All right, so I think it's just a star. I think it's like maybe it's like an ornament or something. Okay, you guys tell me because I feel like it's just an ornament. I'm gonna have to Google this and see what I can find. Do a reverse image search. But you know, honestly, we could make it into a shaker. Why can't we? We could put some acetate on the back, put some stuff in the middle, put some acetate on the front. A sense of project. So come back to that after work. I have much going on today, but I just couldn't wait. I could not wait to get this out. All right. And that has quite a sharp edge on it. And it is also a very, very tight mold. All right, you know what? A little bit of alcohol. Let's see if we can work that down in there a little bit. Okay, here we go. Let's try to roll it down. I don't understand how people with long nails do this. It amazes me every time I see somebody with long nails and mold something. I am just like, you are freaking amazing. I can barely unmold this. And I have no nails. Oh, okay. So just a super basic jar, but a cute jar. I can't even turn the mold back in. And I need to be careful. I can't like rip or hurt these molds because those tariffs for China just went into effect. So I don't know if I can replace them. All right, so there's that one. So cute, super cute. So I think that this probably, maybe, is the lid for this. I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. But yeah, I mean, that's cute. I think we can do some stuff to jazz it up a little bit. Okay, friends, so I will come back to you in like a blink of an eye for you and like 10 hours for me, and we'll do something cute to this. So I was thinking what we could do to kind of fix our pot mold a little bit, just because I did not mix the powder very well. And so there are spots on it that they look like bubbles. They're actually not. They're just spots of mica powder. So I have these rub-on decals that I have had, I don't even know, for a very long time. And like I said, I'm trying to go through all of the things that I have that I haven't used. So I have a bunch of these. There's a couple of different designs in this package. I really kind of like this one. Let's see, what else do we have? This is pretty too. So yeah, so just a few different designs. They're all very similar. You know what? I think I like this one the most. So these are just basically, I think these are just basically UV DTF. Let's see. Yeah, these are just UV DTF. So I've used UV DTF. Wow, it's so hard to say that, several times on my channel. They're one of my favorite things to use to kind of just elevate pieces. And they also work really well if you're trying to camouflage things that, you know, might not have gone exactly how you had planned. In this case, on our jar, that some of the mica powder just wasn't completely and fully mixed in. You have a couple of options. You could just literally just wrap it around the jar, rub it on, cut off the excess, or you could actually cut out the pieces that you want. So let's say you didn't want the entire sheet, you just wanted parts of the sheet. You could go through and you could cut out what you wanted, and then burnish them down that way. So like if you just wanted like maybe these flowers and then maybe these, you could do that. So it's really completely up to you. When you have these sheets, it could go any way. You can do the whole sheet, you can do parts of it. It's really whatever makes you happy. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do these, instead of doing them like in a wrap horizontally, I think I'm gonna do them vertically. And then just like put a couple of different pieces in there. So let's see what that looks like if we cut these out. I'm gonna just cut out all this extra on the bottom. Let's go with like right here. Okay. So let's just start with this one and let's see how it goes. Okay. So you just peel off the white paper, and then make sure when you go to put it down, it's where you want it before you put it down, because you cannot reposition these, at least not easily. So make sure it's flat, make sure it's where you want it to be. And then you just start burnishing it down. And to do that, you can use anything really. You can use your fingers, you can use a stick. These particular rub-ons came with this tool, but you can use whatever works for you. And I find if you put something up like over the crease or something, just to do that piece first really helps. Okay, so you just want to make sure you push everything down really well. Yeah, and I put that on upside down, but that's okay, it doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong in art, as one of the Tumblr creators I follow says. There's no right or wrong in art. You can do whatever you want. And we're gonna go with that. So it doesn't matter if it's upside down. Okay, and if you start to pull it up and you see that there are some pieces that are coming away, like on the transfer film, they're not rubbing off onto your resin or to whatever, if you're using Resin or something like that, just push them back down and rub it a little bit more, and then just make sure that they're stuck down. And when you're pulling this off, just do it slowly, just to make sure that everything stays where you want it to be. And there we go. That's really pretty, actually. All right, one down. I don't know, a couple more to go. Okay, so I kind of like this big cluster of flowers here. So let's see what we can do with that. I try to cut out around this. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm okay with some of the words being there. I'm just gonna kind of cut out around it though, just to make it easier to place. So we know that if we put it on like this, that those pieces are gonna come down. So I'm gonna actually take this off and put it somewhere else, because I do like that. And once again, we can put it on any way we want to. It does not matter. So once again, you just take off your backing paper, which is sometimes easier to do than others. Just set that to the side. And then remember, place it where you want it, because once it's there, it's not really coming off, not easily. So I'm going to start with any of the pieces that have like a little bit of an overlap. So like up here where it's on that curve, and I'm going to push that down first. I'm just going to make sure that's really good and stuck. And sorry if that noise is bothersome to anybody. Okay. And I'm going to just do the same thing we did before. Just going to push it down really well. And I'm going to do the same thing right here along this curve and see if we can get that to stick. If not, because it is right there on that curve, if we can't get it to stick down, that's okay. We'll cut it off. Okay. Let's see what we have. Oh, I want to push this down. And you can overlap these too if you wanted to do that. You can absolutely overlap them to have kind of a collage effect. Look how pretty that is. See, I love this stuff. I think it is just so versatile. Okay. Oops. I just literally pulled off that backing off of that. What does this say? Okay, it goes this way. I wanted to actually make sure I put it on right side up this time. So I'm just going to overlap this a little bit with the other two pieces so there's not a big, huge gap there. You could also just put another flower there. Once again, you can do whatever strikes your fancy. And then the same thing, just burnish it down. And then we're just going to keep going around and around in a circle until we have this where we want it. Okay. Friends, look at that. How beautiful is that? So basically we took a pot that was, mediocre at best because it just wasn't, some of the little bubbles in there just weren't the greatest. And then if you really wanted to, you could also come in here and do around the rim too. I don't think I'm going to, but yeah. So what do you guys think? I think it's beautiful. I wish we had a lid for it, but you know what? We'll find a lid eventually. I think the next time I have some extra resin, I will pour this in the blue to see if this is the lid that goes on there. I think it could be. I mean, I think it's a possibility, right? All right, friends. So that is it for this mystery mold. Now we know what it is. We know what it looks like. And we fixed a pot that, oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's not go anywhere yet. Let's put something on the bottom because you know what? It's important to finish your bottoms too, right? I mean, I think it is. I think it's nice to have a finished bottom piece of your, I just think it's just an extra little touch that I think is often overlooked, right? You could also, if you have like little tags, some people have like the little, I don't know if they're metal, I think they're acrylic, like little acrylic tags that have your business name on them or something like that. You could also put those on the bottom. But I think it's kind of nice to finish off the bottom piece too. And then just make sure that you're all good. And then that's it. We're all done and it's beautiful. I think this will be gorgeous, like sitting on a windowsill or somewhere where you can have some light that passes through it. Yeah, so that's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you have brought everything up along this rim or would you have left the rim completely blank? And yeah, and I will see you next time on What the Heck is This Mystery Mold? So thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you more than you could possibly know. If you like this video and would like to see more nonsense and things that we just don't know what they are, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button.